Blessings and welcome to the Law of One, conscious channeling of LL Research. I am Robert, your humble host, and I am so pleased to speak with you once again. Today's session is a beautiful session. I don't want to give any of it away, so let us begin. No, just give it away. Give it all away. It's all free here anyways, just give it away. Freely given. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away. Okay, Robert, let's begin. Yes, I love you too. Greetings in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. I am known to this group as the Principal QO. We have been called to a great blessing upon this day, and we wish to bless each of you and thank you with great humility for considering our opinions worthwhile. We have indeed perhaps been upon this road of which you ask for a longer period of time in your way of measuring. However, we are not at all infallible, and wish to ask each to listen with great discrimination, and to accept only those things that seem helpful, and truthful, and loving to each individual entity. Anything that is other than that, we ask that you do us the favor of putting aside without any second thought. For when information is yours, you will know this. And when it is not, you will know this. For deep within each of you is excellent discrimination based upon the knowledge of all that is locked securely and deeply within the very heart of your being. We may say that it is to the benefit of any seeker to approach the path as if it were its first day upon this path. Consequently, when we speak to those who are beginning the path, we speak also to those who take another step upon the path, to those who are sitting weary and tired by the side of the path, to those who have seemingly been treed to the rocky terrain of this path by fierce wild beasts, to those who are enjoying gifts of the path, and who may perhaps be less than pleased when the path becomes difficult. And it shall become difficult, and infinitely easy, by sudden turns. Meanwhile, the truth that you seek, that we seek, and that the Creator seeks of itself, recedes in mystery forever beyond the seeker. Yet the endless path is indeed ended at last, as in cosmically large amounts of what you call time. All of the universe, all consciousness, coalesces once again in the unaware, intelligent infinity that is the closest that we have been able to come in your language to describe that which we would call the Creator, and that which we perceive to be a nurturing Creator which has infinite regard for that which it has created. It was noted that the prayer to the Father, the Lord's Prayer, was perhaps a limiting factor. Indeed, the nature of one's relationship to the Creator may be any relationship which nurtures the entity. It may be considered as father, as mother, as father and mother, or as any unknown, mysterious, but somehow kindly spirit that is consciousness itself, just as you are in essence consciousness. The difference between the consciousness of all that is and the consciousness which you experience is that in order to experience itself, The Creator created entities which are self-aware and which made free choices so that there was nothing slavish about the possibility of loving the Creator in the Creator's mind, but rather an infinite curiosity. Each of you is experiencing, and in your experience, the Creator itself is enriched and learns. And as that giant heart beats from creation to creation, each creation builds on the last. And each of you, beings of light, infinite and eternal, move also from illusion to illusion, and then into non-self-awareness. And then, once again moving outward into individualization, learning and experiencing. Is this not a pleasant infinity? Always learning, always moving, and always resting. Now we have laid the groundwork upon which we would like to build. Let us talk for a moment or two about what you may call your mind or your brain, or as this instrument does, your biocomputer. The nature of your mind is such that it is geared, as a computer is, to make a large amount of choices very quickly in order to tend to the survival of the physical vehicle of which it is the intelligence. The programming of this computer is most usually not done by the entity within the incarnation in any conscious manner, but is a reflection of those needs for survival, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, that were being experienced at the survival level when you, as an entity, were powerless and unable to defend yourself. Consequently, there is strong programming towards self-protection, and much of that which is programmed to be noticed is that which has to do not only with physical needs for survival, such as the breathing the air, but more subtle needs which are discovered as the entity grows in years and experience. Usually there is much more programming concerning the behavior requested of those who wish to enjoy the privilege of being considered normal and aware of consensus reality. Because so much of the program is concerned with behavior, the mind finds itself programmed in sometimes quite extensive defensive mechanisms for slowing, stopping, and being able to control uncomfortable environments. All of this programming was undoubtedly offered to each entity before it had an opportunity to consider whether or not it wished its programs to run thusly. This is an important point, because only, perhaps, 2 or 3 or 4% of the available space, shall we say, for the retention of data within your biocomputer is accepted as worthy of notice. The rest is ruthlessly ignored. Think to yourself, what have you noticed this day that was not useful in some way to your survival or your enjoyment? We suggest to you that it is within your ability to reprogram this computerized choice making in order that you may notice more of those things which you feel have spiritual significance and less of those things which you feel have become undesirable things to notice. Those things may be any portion of yourself which is judgmental towards yourself especially, which is not accepting of the self, which defends opinions instead of listening to those who speak. In other words, much of that which is programmed not in order to learn, but in order to survive, so that the entity who wishes to learn along a spiritual path has a considerable amount of reprogramming to do. That you will be able to notice the present moment and be able to release from the necessity of notice those things which you cannot change, those being the past. Once all attempts at asking are done, what is there to do with the past except accept it, learn from it, and move on? Yet among your peoples there are often many bits of program involved in defending any past action because the sense of not being worthy is crushing, and it is not known how one can become worthy. May we say, this is indeed true. Each entity is both worthy and unworthy, both hot and cold, positive and negative, honorable and dishonorable. You have available to you as an entity all manner of behavior and, more importantly, of thinking and being. It is within your ability to choose, in the first place, that which you wish to perceive, and in the second place, the reaction that you wish to create within yourself. A reaction that is loving and compassionate and does not fear being foolish. Once one realizes that being foolish is not a killing disease, one is far more able to accept the seeming vagaries of the spiritual path. For those upon the path often live life more intensely than those who are not attempting depth in their lives. It is easier to grab a gusto than to become aware of the true nature of the self and what the self's hunger is for. The most direct and efficient way to reprogram the self is to ask the self to sit and listen within on a daily basis. We do not encourage entities to do this for long periods of time. The practice is powerful. It is within this entity's mind that it has never been a good meditator. This entity is not capable of judging its ability to meditate. This entity is not capable of assessing the intensity of its desire. It is the intensity of desire to know the truth in order to serve others that creates the excellence of the meditation, not the subjective experience of the conscious mind, which within your culture is, from your childhood, a consciousness so overstimulated that it knows not how to rest, and perhaps will never have the experience in a normal state of consciousness, of peace. Yet, do you not seek peace? Do you not seek a comforter? Do you not seek guidance that you may make choices that have authenticity, that speak of you as a truly real entity, not a collection of chemicals, not that which sprang out of the primeval ooze, but consciousness which is unique to yourself. You are your own creation, and the more you accept responsibility for the creation of your life, the more lovely may that life seem as you find each delicious part to be a gift, and each difficult patch to be a challenge and an opportunity. We speak here about something that within your culture is called attitude. We ask that those who wish to seek spiritually refrain from any attitude except hope. Hope that they may know more. Hope that they may serve. Hope that there is, in fact, a deep and heartfelt truth that cannot be expressed except by living lives faithfully. To what shall you be faithful? Yourself, that which is treasure within you, that of which you shall only become aware as you listen and open the gateway betwixt the conscious mind and the infinite resources of consciousness which lie within the subconscious mind and, more specifically, within the frontal lobes. We are here to serve, and in our serving do we learn. Consequently, we would point out to each that there is no way to be unselfish to the point of being without reward. It is never expected. It is never that motive for which the actions of a spiritual person are performed. For spirituality is not a behavior. There is nothing more hypocritical than behavior. Spirituality is being authentic, whoever you are, and finding that power within you, using whatever story or thought or inspiration may move you to move deeper and deeper and with more and more respect into that portion of you which contains infinite treasure, as though you were indeed an earthen vessel filled with gems. This is your true nature, not the vessel, but the gems. Your physical body is that which carries you about and enables you to be so blind that you must live by faith and not by proof of words of any kind. The spiritual path begins with trusting yourself. Resources that are useful to the beginning mind, and as we say, all needs the beginner's mind in order to continue to learn and not to become self-satisfied, include various ways of communicating with the self. The most efficient of these, after meditation in silence, is the keeping of a journal. Whether it be the dream journal or the essay journal or any kind of remembering journal where various difficulties are examined and ruminated about. All of these journals are helpful in opening a voice to you. In truth, this is the reason that each Christ has come into your illusion. At various times, as you call them, there have been great needs for the creation of a way, a gate, a bridge betwixt the daily, limited, little life of the body and the infinite life of the soul. As you are both, it is greatly worthwhile to proceed with this investigation with all enthusiasm and intensity and passion. We ask several things of one who wishes to seek the truth and is willing to change, to reprogram, and to evolve. We ask that discouragement be accepted, be felt, but never be considered to be anything but an artifact of the illusion. Perceived errors are simply mistakes. Sin is an emotional-laden word, which means only that someone added 2 and 2 and got 5. There is no more emotion in correcting an error than there is in using an eraser and writing down the appropriate answer. When you have realized that 2 plus 2 is 4, have erased the 5, and written down the 4, you are not in error, and there is nothing to forgive. In just such ways, in very much more complicated emotional mathematics, shall we say, again and again, you perceive yourself to be a failure, unworthy to the task, or in some way at fault. Was there any soul with a 360-degree capability to love and to not rove that did not have, in the brightness of light, a shadow to cast? Can you not accept both your light and your shadows? For as your light grows brighter, the shadows will be more sharp. And you will seem always to yourself to be one very iniquitous and often in error. This is primary to your ability to move forward, that you are able to let judgment of yourself go. For only insofar as you love, accept, and refuse to judge yourself can you be compassionate in such wise to others. And only in compassion, as you see the treasure within you and within all, can you truly serve in a love that is without condition and that demands no return. We do not mean to suggest that you will not have any return, for indeed, as you console, your life is consoling 100 times more. It is never known where love will come from, but it is a subjective truth of those who love and attempt to love without stint that the love that is received is overwhelming. This is our experience. This may also be yours, but it is in those who finally become ready to give what they can, to multiply their talents, shall we say. As this instrument has the holy work called the Bible much in mind, it is to those that moments of enlightenment occur, because there are no truer words than seek, and you shall find, knock, and it shall be opened to you, ask, and you shall receive. Indeed, we would warn you that this is literally true. And we ask you to be very careful about what you do desire. Let it be the deep and true desires of your heart, for you are an authentic, imperishable being. Do not let the heavy, chemical, physical vehicle that has sacrificed itself in order to hold your consciousness fool you. There is no knowledge in science or any other discipline that may explain to you your nature. This is unseen, is without proof, and must remain without proof. We ask you simply to meditate, to feel free to desire to know love, to know the experience of tabernacling with the Infinite One in immediate presence. For you may be dust, but you are dust in the presence of the Infinite One, and nothing can take that from you. Nothing. Certainly not the sensation of viability of your physical vehicle. Release yourself from that prison in your consciousness, and the universe is yours to roam at will. Identify with that which shall decay, and so shall you. As a soul sinking to repine, cynicism and a settled hunger that knows no food, no drink that may satisfy. Food and drink for the physical vehicle are seen, but food and drink for the spirit are never seen. Take those delicacies with thanks and praise, and as you ask for daily bread, know that you do not ask simply for food for the body, but for the spirit as well. For there is a spirit of love which is always with you, which is of the nature of the one infinite Creator. There is no lack, no loss, always companionship and comfort. But it must be allowed to be. There is a door within you which must be opened by your will and your faith, and comfort will come. And as you are comfortable, so shall you be able to shine a light that comforts others, not as one who is powerful, but as one who has finally reckoned with its weakness and accepted the aid of the infinite. Do you wish to live an infinite life? Then you may be in the new age, so-called, in the kingdom of love now. You are experiencing a Marine boot camp. You have loaded your plate with every difficulty that you can possibly cram into one incarnation because you wish to be harvested, and you know that the harvest is upon you. This may be your last incarnation in this particular opportunity to move into a new level of lessons and learning, loving, serving, and giving, and dwelling in ever-increasing harmony. But to begin is to take a step, not a great step, but a cautious, interested, open-minded step. Submit yourself to silence each day and be persistent through faith alone. Do not judge any experience. Do not take your spiritual temperature. Do not attempt behavior that is holy, but learn who you are. Learn what brought you to this path, to this moment. It was right. There are no mistakes. You have done precisely what you wished to do in coming to this moment, and now it is yours. Seize it. Use it. Remember that which is helpful to you. Accept and allow the love within you. Accept that you are a channel through which an infinite amount of this love may flow, and that you need only move the bits of yourself that dim that light to one side, choosing not to be those petty things which staunch and constrict that energetic and creative light and love which is the original thought. Yes, the Creator, as closely as we can say it, is in its active aspect a thought. And that thought, in the weak words of your language, is love, unlimited, unstinting, and all compassionate love. It has created you and all that there is in wonderful unity. Yet you are unique. There is only one of you. You are quite without pair. No one can be you except you. As you weave the tapestry of your life, weave it truly. Weave it as you are, and have the confidence to know that the Creator would not create that which was not wonderful. We hope that we have satisfied this instrument's need to keep things limited in what she calls time. We are very poor at this, and we do apologize. But we believe that we have beaten the sound that we always hear with a sinking heart. That of the tape recorder going click. We are those of QO. We welcome you to an infinitely long path. To a path that is rocky, a path that each walks, but yet a path in which there are companions along the way that make every step of the journey sweet and beautiful in their sharing. My friends, love one another. There is no greater wisdom for you than this. This is the choice that you make in every moment of your experience. It is for this that you came here, to make this choice in such a firm way that you discover that the feet upon which you stand are made of light, and the rock upon which you build is as firm as eternity. May you build to eternity. I am QO, and we would take this opportunity to thank each present for inviting our presence to your session of working and your journey of seeking on this afternoon. It is through such opportunities as this that we are able to provide a service which we cherish greatly. Few are our opportunities to give words to those sending of love and light which we have for your planet and each entity upon it. In this particular season, we find that there is a great deal more radiance that your populations are generating, and it is our honor to partake in this season with you and in this particular seeking. We thank you. We shall take our leave at this time from this instrument and from this group, leaving each, as always, in the love and in the light of the one infinite Creator. We are known to you as those of QO. Adone, my friends, Adone.